the Year award just by CM Punk got hurt and Drew McIntyre walked out in CM Punk's promo. He said, "You know what? I prayed for this to happen."
That was crazy,
and it did.
That was crazy, and his promos have been just crazy good ever since.
Did you see him working out the dreams and nightmares right after that?
No.
He posted on IG. He was in his gym and he turned on Dreams and Nightmares.
Oh man!
Like, I got on the bit. I used to pray for times like this, for rhymes like this. Drew,
the Shade.
Yeah,
his name needs to be the Shade.
Yep.
Drew McIntyre.
Yep. And so also with Drew, man, it's like it's speculated that his contract is coming up. They don't know if he's re-signed yet. I think they're keeping that under wraps, whether he's re-signed or not. I mean, either way.
Right.
Either way, he's raising his stock.
So, I was just about to say he's raising his stock. It reminds me of what Batista did right before he left. Yep. And that was the best version of Batista that we ever saw on WWE. I almost wish he wouldn't have left.
Yeah.
And this was before he came back. The rest of
yeah.
It was he was like,
"Give me what I want."
He was Kanye West Batista. Yeah. Had the collar up and shit like that. Blue Tista.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. I would say to Drew, stick around because we don't have enough of those heels like that, you know. And he's pushing his stock up to be one of the best heels in the company. Like, seriously. Between him and fucking Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio, how is this dude the biggest heel?
It's great, man.
It's great.
I think he's like third generation.
Yeah.
You know, third generation wrestler.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really just one of those things where it's in his blood.
Yeah,
you know, he played the squeakiest clean of the babyface, but he knew as soon as he turned on his dad that he could just be just that jerk.
Right.
Just that bratty little kid that shouldn't be there. Dominic Mysterio got booed at his own wedding last weekend.
I heard that. He got booed at his shoot wedding.
His for shoot wedding. He was like, "Yo, I'd like to thank everybody for And he was kind of like, I got y'all. Yeah, Dominic Mysterio. I mean, so, okay. Well, question for you.
Okay.
Bigger heel, Dominic Mysterio or MJF? And I know MJF was most recently a babyface, but it's pure heel tactics.
It's still MJ. Listen, and you know why I'm about to say MJF, but it's MJF. This motherfucker doing an autograph signing. Oh. I don't even want to say it because we might get what you call it. Do your research on MJF doing an autograph. We might get demonetized. MJF doing an autograph sign. There was a special needs person in a wheelchair. And he said, he said, "You think you cool. You know what I can do? Watch this." He stood up.
Shout out to Madonna who just did this in real life.
He stood up and then he told him to do, he said, "Yeah, you do the same thing," and talk about some don't cheat. How can he cheat? Come on, bro. Really? He said, "I'm special because I can do this." He said, "Can you do it?" Like,
yeah, that's a heel. That's a heel. That is.
I said he was going to hell. I mean, you want to talk about there's living the gimmick and being the gimmick, and then there's MJF. There's clearly levels to this shit, as your Deuce told me the other day. We won't get into what we're not gonna talk about what the question mark did the other day.
Shout out to Black Question Mark.
Black Question Mark. But I thought there's levels to ignorance, and I didn't think that there were like the Black Question Mark. Y'all don't know what we're talking about. I ain't like, how you know somebody like you think that you've seen them at their maximum level of niggerdom. Well, he told me, "Well, you haven't seen my final form," and this motherfucker. I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm sorry, this motherfucker. You just never know with people sometimes, man.
You never know how high the levels of niggerdom can be. But also what I wanted to say, so I put a pin in this, man. So with the WrestleMania buildup, a lot of people have talked about this. I think Shelton Benjamin tweeted about it. A couple people have tweeted about this, but Bayley. Is Bayley and her story with Damage Control kind of getting left in the dust?
I don't think it's getting left in the dust. I just don't like it. I'm not interested in it.
Okay.
Like, it's not.
Okay.
I think when they got away from, I got to call her Mercedes Moné now because she literally debuted. I think Bayley needs to be on a higher pedestal, if you will, with WWE right now. I'm not trying to be that guy, but y'all already told you how I feel about first of all, the Kabuki Warriors, man.
That's your racist.
Y'all might as well.
That's hella racist.
That's racist.
That's hella racist.
That's racist. Why are y'all calling them the Kabuki Warriors, man?
They could have at least changed their name when Vince left.
Right. No,
like Vince gone now.
No, we gonna go ahead.
Let's get him a different name.
And we gonna get to him in a minute. But come on, man, the Kabuki Warriors, man, they coming out with face paint, spitting at people with the mist and shit. They still not speaking no English. They
now that part I actually rock with.
Okay.
I rock with them and Shinsuke cutting promos in Japanese.
Right.
Well, my only problem with it is that in WWE that still make you a heel, like not speaking English.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
That's why they call the Kabuki Warriors.
Right. But I'm just not a fan.
WWE people was chanting USA at the KSI dude. I didn't even realize he was British. I don't know nothing about the YouTube cat. He walked out, they started chanting USA, and I'm like, "Are you niggas serious?"
They don't know. But I'm just not a fan of it. I think she needs to be like with fighting Bianca or fighting Charlotte or just in a bigger. I know they're trying to build stars, which is the way to do it. So I can't be. I'm always the one that's complaining like, "Hey, you're not building up your NXT stars, and this is a step in the right direction." I get it, but I just feel like when it's coming close to WrestleMania time, I think Bayley should be at a higher pedestal than what she is now. I hope she wins because I didn't forget who was the SmackDown Women's Champion for the last 3 months, and then I was like, "Oh, it's her people in her clique." So I just want to see her elevated to a higher level because she's been there long enough to do so. You know, so
and I hear what you're saying about that too, and I think what it is there's kind of a mismatch. Like I think Dakota Kai really should be champion right now. I think that would probably make that storyline hit a little bit more. With Io Sky, like you said, she kind of. It was the same thing. I was like, "Oh, Rhea is the champion," right? But then I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. They do got a separate championship on SmackDown." Right. I totally forgot about it.
Exactly.
But I think they pump fake because Dakota Kai is like New Zealand. I think she's part Japanese.
Yeah.
So they like pump fake to like make her seem like she was still gonna be with Bayley or whatever. But it kind of fell apart. I do think that Bayley, like you said, she should be a higher pedestal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think they should be kind of treating her storyline as, or just treating her fighting for the title as something more important.
I agree.
Even if it is, even if the storyline is kind of weird or whatever,
right.
They should be really pushing her like, yo, she's a serious championship contender.
Right.
Okay, this ain't gonna be the same level as the Bloodline because that's been a story that's been going on for a while.
Right.
The thing I do like, now that Trinity's back and with Bianca Belair, they had that segment on SmackDown where Trinity was like, "Man, I feel bad for Bayley," and Bianca was like, "Shit, I don't," because she didn't mess it up with everybody in the locker room. With what she did, like that part was cool. You know, and I thought that added a little bit more to it.
To your point to Trinity, I'm glad you brought that up. So you remember this, not this week's SmackDown, but last week's SmackDown when The Rock came out. And they had that promo that lasts like 30 minutes or something like that. And it looked like they cut off some time. And then Trinity's like, she didn't even get an entrance. She just showed up in the ring like she was a jobber. I didn't like that.
Nah,
I didn't like that at all.
I didn't like that at all.
I did not like that.
She could have stayed in TNA for that.
I didn't like how they did it. Like, as soon as she come back, okay, because The Rock came out, we gotta cut your time. Like, no, give her entrance. That's a former women's champion. What are we talking about?
Exactly. In multiple companies that they recognize.
Right. Exactly.
They actually recognize the championship she won in a
different company. I didn't like that. I hope she got some type of kudos or an apology from a motherfucker in the back. Probably she didn't. It's corporate shit. Corporate. Don't get me started on this shit. But
hey, Mercedes.
I didn't. Right. Exactly. I didn't like that. I didn't think that was cool, especially with her just coming back.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that was wild.
it just seemed like, okay, we just gonna throw you out there like you some type of, people know who you are. No, you get an entrance. They not. No, just no.
And I was telling some other folks, man, that was that you left WWE and was successful somewhere else and came back tax. They WWE, and that's one of the Vince-isms that are just kind of lingering around. Like, hey, you gonna be successful somewhere else? Okay, cool. We gonna bring you back in. You're gonna get a big entrance. We gonna make you lose or do something humiliating, but then you'll be back. You'll be back good. If you like that video, make sure that you click on the subscribe button on the left-hand side of this video to hear more from the We Comin For You cast.
And you know damn well you like that video, man. Don't waste my damn time. Subscribe.